Joan Smith, it's just wonderful to get to meet you and to have this conversation about your participation in Golden Wisdom of Love, Legends, and Legacies. So, what made you decide that you wanted to participate in writing a chapter for this book?
Well, it wasn't me that decided. It was Karen that decided for me. He's like, she knew Rick and I's story. And then when he had passed away, she's like, Joan, she says, I want you to write a short story. Okay. So that was all her doing. Absolutely. Because I did not volunteer. Matter of fact, I tried to back out.
You were like, no, 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 no.
Forever. Yeah. But I'm really happy that I did, because now the thesaurus became my best friend. So when I was sitting there for 6 hours writing this, I was like, oh, okay, what are the perfect words to use? And some, you know what I mean?
I do.
Because you don't want to use, yeah, of course you do. And Sharon, well, I just think it rolls off Sharon's tongue. But anyway,
It does.
so
It's fun. Yeah. And so, what did writing your chapter? First of all, what's your chapter, the name of your chapter?
actually, it's When Energies Collide.
Oh, beautiful.
And then it's called My Dearest Beloved Rick. Okay. That's the beginning. That's the beginning of everything.
And tell us about that. Tell us, just to give us a little inkling of what your chapter's about.
Well, the reason why I have the When Energies Collide, it's because that's what happened when I met my soulmate. And I know that people say that so and so is my soulmate. People have no clue what a soulmate is. They absolutely do not know. And I just know when I met him, it was at a wedding, and I did not even know him. I saw him from a distance, and it was like that instantaneous like catch of the eyes, and it started with the eyes, and then you could just feel the energy, like, and he was probably 50 feet away from me, or 50 yards away from me, but it was just that we caught each other, and then I felt that was something that I've never ever felt before, ever. And that was the very beginning. And then I saw his wife and 3 kids, and I'm like, wow, that's not gonna happen.
That is not going to happen.
So I left, and then fast forward 8 years later, then I saw this guy at the corner of the bar, and I'm like, oh my gosh, we caught each other's eyes, and it felt exactly like that moment, because that is a moment you will never ever forget. Okay, and it just happened. And then when I saw him, it was like, I got to know him. I got to get to know him. Well, next thing I know, because I did something stupid, I went out and danced with another guy. He walked out the back door, and I'm like, oh, now I've got to go into this bar for the next Thursday nights till I find him again. And wouldn't you know, it's like 3 weeks later, my client, she comes back from El Paso, and she tells me, she's like, oh, I was just down in El Paso with my husband, and he was working down there. So anyway, I asked her if she wanted to go into this bar that I was looking for this particular guy. And she went in with me, and I turned around, and there she was talking to him. And I'm telling you, it was that energy. It was the same energy. I said, that is him. That is who I'm talking about. She said, Joan, she says, that's who I was down there and I met. He works with my husband down in El Paso.
Oh my
So that's where he was at for the 3 weeks when I was. Oh, and I mean, everything, the energies were just so strong between us. And that's what we felt like for 25 years. But the story, of course, more in depth than that. But that's a little synopsis of how that went. But it's like everything is in its own time.
Mm-hmm.
When you're supposed to meet together, it's going to happen. You can't push it. You can't rush it. It's like, I feel like
to be.
Yes, I feel like it's all gears and a clock. And it's like, it's that perfect timing. And that's what happened. It just connected just like that. Yeah. And so he was my everything for 25 years. And I'll tell you what, it was very, very hard, because my husband died from COVID. And to watch that happen, yeah. So then it's like, I'm trying to rebuild myself and trying to find myself again. I know who myself is, and I remember, so I'm taking myself back to a happy time because I know that that's what my husband would want me to have done, Rick.
Right, right.
And so, yeah, from the music that I listen to because it makes me happy, even though it's pretty much financially a bad time in my life, but everything else was good, right? And happy. Yeah.
That's
Um,
awesome. So what do you hope somebody gains from reading your chapter?
just to know that never stop believing, okay? Because if you feel, I have to back everything up because Tara Collins, I started getting into feng shui and she really changed my life reading that her book. And it's like, and that all started because a friend gave me her book and thought that I would like that. And that was back in 98.
Wow.
So my whole changed from that. And so you got to know that things really do happen in your life and they do come. And then I put a letter out there to the infinite universe of this person that I needed in my life because I was ready because I went through so many crappy relationships because I really knew what real love was. Okay. And so I want people to know that it truly is out there. And don't stop believing in what you want. Put it out there exactly how you want. You
That's
know,
beautiful.
there it is. Yeah. So that's what I want everyone to get from my book. Well, from not from my book, not yet.
Well,
The story.
from your chapter, at least from the chapter. Yeah, it's beautiful. And I know you must miss him so dearly, but at the same time, you're now tuning into him and getting the messages from beyond. And that's
I am beyond, and I ask him daily of things. And you know what? There's times when he is like around like crazy because I got the chimes out there. I'll be talking to him, and the chimes will go crazy, and then I know he's taking a sabbatical. I mean, I don't. When I get really like, and I'm down, and I call on him, and I feel like I'm going to have a break. He actually comes to me because I will tell him it's like I need some help. I need help because we have like 4 businesses together we had here, and it's a lot. And the house is a monster. Everything about this is a monster. And I'm thankful for the friends that I have because they've really helped me to pull me through. You feel like you're just going to have a breakdown and you don't know what you're going to do, but you know that you got to be strong. You have 2 choices in life. You could either like be negative or you could be positive. And I just know, and I'm not upset with God in any way because I know that when his time was up, it was up. And it's like, so for some reason, I'm left to do this. So my big challenge right now is what do I do? What do I do here? Do I continue with what I'm doing because I absolutely love to do that? Or do I just do something else? Do you know what I mean? Because there's a lot of stress here. So it's all about putting out too for the right people to come into your life that can work for you and help you move businesses. And that's what I'm putting out there right now because I would hate to give up this property because I don't feel that I'm a poor businesswoman. It's just everything becomes so much. And then my dad died then in July, this past July. So it was a double whammy. And so it's really hard to pull myself together. But writing this short story and going through everything, it made me so thankful for that time that I had with my husband. And, a lot of people never do that. They might be married for 25 years, but they were ready to divorce their spouse like 3 years after they got married.
Long pass.
I'll just pick it out because of the kids or because of the financial things, but it's like, this was just different.
A sweet and special gift. Very good.
Yeah.
Well, I look very much forward to reading your chapter and really celebrate your participation and thank you for stepping up and being a part of this beautiful project.
Well, I'm just so thankful now that I was asked to do this.
How awesome. Well, I'll look forward to reading your chapter and thank you. Thank you for a beautiful interview. And I know that the message that you have written is going to affect many lives. We all need to hear that pay attention to the signs and listen with your heart.
Okay. Thank you so much.
All righty.
Thank
Thank you for being here. All right. Bye-bye.